Coasty Coaster here. Got my desktop running over there. Finally got it. That same graphics card, I just blew it out with some air, and I guess the fan, it was clogged. Not being able to work right. And I cleaned it from the dust, and now it works. So, I am looking at these tornado warnings. We have plenty of tornado warnings. Let me get down to them and I'll read them for y'all. Let me just move that right there. The National Weather Service in Jackson has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Rankin County and central Mississippi, northeastern Simpson County and central Mississippi, northern Smith County and central Mississippi until 9:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:28 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Caddo, or near Mendenhall, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm, or this dangerous storm, will be near White Oak around 8:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Raleigh and Burns around 9 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time. Pineville around 9:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Polkville and Puckett. Posture and preparedness actions: take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. And we got that one. That flash flood watch is getting on my nerves. Why is that up top of my tornado watch? That's not making any difference. You know what? Let me just turn that off. But tomorrow there's a slight risk, and that now includes my area, I believe. This is going to be a pretty, or I'm in a marginal risk, but half of my area is under a slight risk. So tomorrow's going to be, again, another active day for severe weather. That first tornado warning that I told you about is gone. Looks like it canceled it. Yeah, the tornado warning for southeastern Rankin, northeastern Simpson, and northern Smith counties is canceled. The storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado. Therefore, the warning has been canceled, and the tornado watch remains in effect for the warned, or for the area. And we got some other tornado warnings. We got 2 other warnings right now. And I'm going to go down to this one cell and look at the base velocity here. Can't really see anything because it's a little bit far off from the Jackson, Mississippi radar. Because New Orleans issued that. But all this line is moving a bit fast, and we got 10 severe thunderstorm warnings and 2 flash flood warnings. I wonder if those flash flood warnings are still Hot Spring and the same one. I want to see on the local on the 8th if it says I have possible severe weather. And they're saying severe weather coverage.
Currently in our area, 65 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 81, winds south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 65, winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, thunderstorms, a few storms may be severe, high 70, 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So watching the severe weather this morning, including the risk for tornadoes here. We're watching 2 areas. We have warnings currently. We'll zoom in first to the north and west of New Orleans now. We have Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Livingston parishes, both under tornado warnings till the top of the hour. Another 11 minutes on this warning here. So Doppler radar is indicating rotation within this thunderstorm. First time we could be dealing with a tornado. Time it out here, heading on towards Port Vincent, basically right now. Frost at 8:59, 9:04 Bayou Barbary as well. So this warning goes to the top of the hour. We'll see if it is extended. We're talking about Ascension, East Baton Rouge, as well as Livingston parishes, all under tornado warnings right now. And then to the northeast of there, we also have this second tornado warning, also third just issued just below that. We have St. Helena and Tangipahoa parishes, as well as into Mississippi, Amity and Pike counties. And then south of there, a new part of this line of storms has also been warned for tornadoes just momentarily ago. St. Tammany, as well as Tangipahoa and Washington parishes, all under tornado warnings till 9:30 local time. Seek shelter, another basement, an interior room, maybe a closet or a bathroom. That's the safest place for you. Again, tornado warnings across areas of Louisiana and Mississippi right now. In fact, all these strong and severe thunderstorms, even tornadoes, will likely rip down power lines today. Let's talk about down power line safety with Ryan Stowe. He's Executive Director of Distribution Operations for DTE Energy. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's start with what to do if you see a down power line outside your house.
Well, the most important thing is to just stay away. You want to make sure you're going to stay 20 feet back from any potential wire. And
Alright guys, so I need to get C80 open. So we got 3 active tornado warnings. So I've got that open. 3 active tornado warnings, and if I come over here, sorry, I have my other monitor right here. I don't have the computer right here where I switch between the monitors anymore. I like using this monitor a whole lot better. For this computer, going over to the beast velocity on here. I can see a bit of rotation right here, and it start to come together why there is a tornado warning right there. So there's 3 cells that are being warned of tornadoes. Now, potentially, these cells could drop down a tornado. It's not like we're joking around with this. This is real life situation, and people will actually die in this. So if you are in this, don't be playing around saying, oh, I'm gonna take shelter. Oh, I'm not. I'm going to take, no. You need to take shelter immediately if you're in this tornado warning, because it's a life or death situation. So, yeah. I'll place that right there. Put that down right there. And I will record a local on the 8s at 10:18. And at 10:10, I'll just jump off here. Then record that. And, yeah.
When you think about, gosh, maybe 1.5 feet of snow in central Wisconsin, northern Iowa, a foot.
It's not like these places are going to jump up to 70, 80 degrees either at this point once this moves on.
And some ice, perhaps accreting maybe as much as 1/4 inch.
All right, still more to go?
Yes.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I got a big dinner party tonight.
And I got a giant corporate event.
What else? Enormous presentation.
Easy. Gigantic interview. Done.
Now Men's Warehouse takes 60% off select suits, plus buy one, get one free on select items.
No matter what size your label says, you're gonna like the way you look. We'd like to say thank you.
So we got a brand new tornado warning.
This constantly innovates better ways to get TV. But how? You have the same bill.
And all these are heading towards Mobile, so
You have the most innovative DVR. And if you think to build in a remote
So.
imagine what else you'll think of.
This is ranked #1 in customer service nationally
Let
by
me
J.D.
see it.
Power and our customers.
There
This tuned into you.
Not quite that. But it'll feel like it.
Alright, guys.
Sensation.
New Olay Lips, powerful skincare. Now Lens Air, a breakthrough moisturizer.
see, there are power lines that are completely down, toppled trees. This is all hail. Oh my God, this is insane.
Amazing power. At least 10 reports of tornadoes yesterday, 4 of them in Arkansas. And the tornado and severe threat is ongoing at this hour. Thank you for joining us for Weekend Recharge. I'm Maria LaRosa.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Right now, 36.7 million Americans at risk for severe weather today alone. We already had tornado warnings all morning long. Still have a couple out there right now. And these storms are blasting eastward as we speak. In fact, severe storms ripped across the south yesterday, even last night. 11 reports of tornadoes so far. Lots of damaging winds, also brought down trees and power lines, and hail reported across 9 states.
Sadly, one death blamed on those storms. A toddler killed in Louisiana after a tree fell onto an RV.
And as I said, we already had some severe storms today. Torcon values as high as 5 in areas of Louisiana and Mississippi. And Maria is tracking a line of storms across the deep south this morning. And yeah, it is still a very stormy Saturday, Maria.
Absolutely. And we have the severe thunderstorm warnings in yellow. The red outlined areas are those tornado warnings. But you see they go from the Gulf Coast all the way up to north of Nashville now, seeing a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's kind of go through the line right now and on the active tornado warnings, including just to the east of I-55, St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, and Washington parishes. This includes Franklinton out until 9:30 Central Time. These storms, this line, moving very quickly, 45 miles per hour. So if you are under these warnings, you need to take action immediately. And if you know you're ahead of this line, you're at least going to get some very gusty winds. So Tangipahoa and Washington includes Wathel out until 9:30 Central Time. A lot of these tornado warnings are Doppler indicated, but don't wait for the visual confirmation. Again, take action immediately. We have this area also, again, basically taking over I-55. Also, I-20 between Jackson and Meridian, you have the severe thunderstorm warnings, a lot of lightning to torrential rainfall, and you can see how quickly you may be going from nothing at all, nice and quiet, to some very gusty winds in excess of 50, 60 miles per hour. Along with that, we have the flash flood threat, heavy rainfall coming down very quickly. This flash flood warning for Calhoun, Lafayette, and Pontotoc counties until 11:30 Central Time. Again, to the east of I-55, this is in Mississippi. There's Tupelo right there. I-22 impacted as well. So take this seriously as any other type of severe weather warning, because you could be having a lot of water over roadways. Remember, turn around, don't drown. If you can't tell how deep it goes, find another route. The setup is there, though, for more. Certainly ahead of the cold front, but where we have a lot of that deep moisture and instability is our greatest chance to see the damaging winds. Yes, there is still that tornado threat even through this afternoon. So let's get you ahead to now the lunch hour. This is the main line that we'll be watching. It is past Memphis for you after the lunch hour, but beginning to move into areas like Tuscaloosa.
So we got a brand new tornado warning.
Early afternoon into the evening.
It's just been issued. It's coming into the weather center right now. And there you go, the graphics card is now you know what, I just need to press sleep mode, or is it actually shutting it down? It's shutting it down. So it looks like that computer's graphics card is still going bad.
I mean, these boards are freshly ripped with the nails still sticking out. You can see what looks to be like an A-frame off to Brad's left. You can see kind of the A-frame of the roof of this. It looks to be some sort of barn that has
I'll be right back. I gotta get some cereal.
Barrels as well as some farm equipment. I don't think this was an actual residential home. But the residences, they're not far away. There's a house just beyond those trees. And again, the way this tornado tracked through, it just barely missed that house. They do have some minor property damage, but at least their house is intact. The good news is, even amidst all of this damage, there were no fatalities, which we're very happy to report here in Umpire, Arkansas, and no injuries as well. So very good news. There's some power lines down. And again, one of the reasons why we definitely know this was a tornado is the way the trees are lying down. Notice how they lie down in this direction, but then further north, they're in a different direction, and then off towards the west, they're completely lying down in the opposite direction. That shows you that the winds were rotating around in very different, very fast-moving, short distances apart. So we know it wasn't straight line winds that caused this. And notice these trees, they were completely split at the base. So they weren't uprooted, which would be a concern for strong winds and then saturated ground. But these trees were just literally sheared at the base. And you can see some of these power lines and cables from this house and shed just mangled amidst all of this damage. I mean, this is why you just want to stay away from the danger zone and let the residences get to their property to get all cleaned up. Let local officials help out. And again, that's going to be your safest bet. But the best news we have to report out of Umpire, Arkansas, the storms have cleared, the sun is out, and there have been no injuries and no fatalities. So people were heeding those warnings when this tornado came through yesterday evening at 7:30. Paul, back over to you.
Great to hear no one was hurt or severely injured in that or killed as well. It's some great news. Hopefully we'll keep that number of injuries and fatalities low as we still have another concern today and tomorrow. And also another overnight nighttime threat of tornadoes as our line pushes out of Louisiana today to Mississippi, Alabama, and eventually into Georgia, not to mention Tennessee. We're seeing some strong storms right now and some heavy rain. And the rain basically is coming from the Gulf in this direction, from the southwest to the northeast, and all the entire line of storms slowly progressing eastward. So we were talking about several hours of rain over the same areas. And then we head on towards your Sunday. Here comes a cold front. We'll slowly start clearing out places like Birmingham as we head on towards Sunrise, Atlanta. Probably by lunchtime or so, we'll start to taper off that rain. But we'll continue to fire into warming air. Temperatures back in the 70s and 80s on your Sunday, leading to showers and thunderstorms, some severe weather as we head through the afternoon into the evening hours, even overnight Sunday into early Monday. Torcon's up. Eastern and South Carolina, central North Carolina, 3's there, 3 here in parts of southeastern Georgia, meaning a 30% chance of seeing tornadoes in this area as we head throughout your Sunday. So let's time this out here, starting with this evening. Here are the rain showers and thunderstorms blasting on through Nashville and Birmingham, heading on towards Huntsville, but also Montgomery as we head on towards nighttime. By midnight, we could see a few showers around Atlanta, better chance up towards Chattanooga and northwestern Georgia, and the line comes through at night. So we're looking at the overall severe threat, not as high in Atlanta as it will be in Birmingham. So you have more of a daytime threat of storms coming through. Daybreak, rain in Atlanta. Rain is leaving you in Birmingham and Montgomery. We head towards lunchtime. More storms firing up here across areas of eastern and central and southern Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. And then throughout the day on Sunday, more storms racing and exploding across the Carolinas as we head on through the afternoon and evening hours, and things start to quiet down behind that. But the storms also continue to roll across Virginia as we head late Sunday into early Monday morning. Let's talk about certain specific city timing with this, and I'll check in with Maria.
And once again, we're tracking things right now, and we'll show you how those will progress over the next few hours. But a big heads up from parts of Louisiana and also into Mississippi, by the way. So if you're ahead or along I-59, this is the time to really rethink plans if you're heading out, because this line is moving very quickly, generally about 40 miles per hour to the east. That is the case with this tornado-warned part of the line in Wathel County in Mississippi, includes the city of Tylertown out until 9:30 Central Time. If you are in these areas, don't wait to have any kind of visual. Wait for the storm to be on you. You want to take action immediately. Interior room, lowest level of your home, always the best option. Don't go near the windows and just sit tight. This is going to be a dangerous next hour or so for that area. Nashville, too, seeing some of the heaviest rainfall now pushed to the east of you, some gusty winds along with it. We did earlier have a severe thunderstorm warning that was allowed to expire, but right now just no warnings, at least in Tennessee. So Nashville, timing this out for you. Again, the heavy rain potential is still there, and you may be thinking, okay, the worst of it came through, we're going to get a break. Not the case. We think there will be a couple of pulses here to come through, at least for the afternoon and into the evening hours, and really that threat for showers well into the midnight hour overnight. So you imagine that's a lot of rainfall over several hours, heavy rainfall at that. So watch for the flash flooding potential if you are traveling. All right, Birmingham, for you, again, most of the day, at least the first half, we're looking pretty good. That line quickly approaches, though, by after the lunch hour, 3, 4 o'clock. It's starting to move into Jasper. Birmingham, heads up. This is really the nastiest part of it this evening. And you see how that heavy rain hangs out, Paul. By after midnight is when we'll start to see that let up. So a long, prolonged, heavy rain event here.
Yeah, it's Saturday night, big time for spring formals and proms as well. Also, big concern on the northern side of the system for Saturday night because of snow, all thanks to Winter Storm Xanto. It's been causing whiteout conditions across the plains, forcing closures of interstates yesterday. Snow already stacking up to over a foot in areas of Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota, Wisconsin, even Michigan, and winds gusting over 75 miles per hour in Lyman, Colorado. We're talking a blizzard going on the northern side of this. The southern side, we have severe weather and tornadoes. Quite a dynamic storm system. In the pink, those are blizzard warnings, the blues, winter weather advisories, even winter storm warnings. Some areas could be dealing with maybe 1 to 2 feet of snow by the time it wraps up, but not until Monday. That's how dynamic and slow moving the storm system is. Let's talk about this. There's the snow stretching from Colorado and Wyoming all the way into western New York at this time, and every state in between. Well, let's talk about what some of the numbers are on the ground. They got snow here all across areas in Nebraska, even Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 25 degrees. But it's not just cold. In some areas, we don't actually have the reporting station saying that snow is falling from the sky. It's also blowing around. Look at the winds here. North Platte, gusting to 38, sustained at 23, gusting to 39 in Valentine, sustained at 22 miles per hour with that cold north-northwest wind there. Even Sioux Falls, sustained at 26, gusting to 46. So yeah, we have almost a ground blizzard going on in many locations. Minneapolis, 26 degrees, but take a look at the winds here. Sustained at 22, Rochester gusting to 43. So we're closing in on near blizzard conditions across the region, and even across Green Bay, 29 with snow. Traverse City, 29 with snow, but you add on the wind here, we're talking gusting to 41 in Green Bay, and Detroit gusting to 26. We have a lakeshore flood advisory for you in Detroit, also Chicago. You might not see much in terms of snow, but you will see huge waves on Lake Michigan. And as everything wraps up, not until Monday night now, look at how much snow we can see. Perhaps a foot to maybe 2 feet of snow across areas of the Great Lakes. Maria.
And Xanto also having an impact on central and northern Michigan, where more than 8 inches of snow has already fallen in some spots. Our Scott Newell joins us live from Mount Pleasant in central Michigan, and it is about as nasty as you can get, because here there is that real sleet, freezing rain threat.
Yes, we're getting sort of this mix of snow, wet snow, and sleet right now. I want you to see how much we have on the ground right here. As you can see, this is the kind of granular stuff that is forming on areas like grass, and it's going to get perhaps as much as 3 inches deep by the time this whole thing is over. And the other very serious concern here is about ice. You're going to have some ice probably up to possibly a ½ an inch, and that's the thing we have to worry about, because with the winds gusting, and they're expected to gust a little bit more later on, that could coat some of the power lines and some of the tree branches, and you have those gusts of wind, and that's when you have power outages. Right now, no major reports. Now, another thing I want to show you here is that with ice, you have to worry about your car and your windshield wipers. And you see, some people do this, and this is a really smart idea if you don't know this one, is to put them up like this, so when you turn them on, they're not frozen to the windshield, they don't burn out your windshield wiper motors. And I want to show you one final thing over here. Driving is getting more treacherous as we keep going on throughout the day and as the temperatures go down. Right now it's 30 degrees, 100% relative humidity. And as you can see over there, that is what the street looks like. They're putting a lot of salt down there. It is working right now, but be careful when you're driving. Maria, back to you.
Excellent advice, guys. Well, thank you so much from Mount Pleasant, not so pleasant, Mount Pleasant, Michigan. It is going to push off to the east, and so we have the ice storm warnings in pink, including Buffalo and Rochester. Don't discount the winter weather advisories, though. Those are just as impactful. That encompasses a lot of precipitation. Not to mention the winter storm warning that we have in Watertown. So that gives you an idea. It is going to be a mess. Right now, it is the calm before the storm. Watertown, Syracuse, all cloudy. We're starting to see some of that.
Baldwin Coastal and Mobile Coastal. A wind advisory has been issued from 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following area in Mississippi. Jackson, a rip current risk remains in effect until 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday for the following areas in Alabama. Baldwin Coastal and Mobile Coastal. Here's your National Weather Service forecast. Today, breezy. Chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some thunderstorms may be severe in the afternoon. Locally heavy rainfall possible in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s. South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation near 100%. Tonight, breezy, cooler. Showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then rain showers likely and thunderstorms after midnight. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible in the evening. Lows in the lower 50s. Southwest winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, shifting to the northwest 15 to 20 miles per hour after midnight. Chance of precipitation near 100%. Sunday, cooler. Most sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, colder. Mostly clear. Lows in the lower 40s. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a flood warning for the Pascagoula and Narrow from Thursday morning until further notice. At 7 p.m. Friday, the stage was 15.4 feet. Minor flooding is forecast. Flood stage is 22 feet. Forecast to rise above flood stage by Thursday morning. Additional rises are possible thereafter. At 23.5 feet, water is under homes in Plum Bluff. The state safety message. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The flood warning continues for the lake near McLean from early Wednesday morning till further notice. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 10.7 feet. No flooding is occurring and minor flooding is forecast. Flood stage is 18 feet. Forecast to rise above flood stage by early Wednesday morning and continue to rise near 18 feet by Wednesday morning. Additional rises are possible thereafter. At 18 feet, considerable flooding of agricultural and lowlands near the river. Safety message. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The flood warning continues for the Chick-fil-A at Lakesville from Sunday before midnight until further notice. At 8 p.m. Friday, the stage was 15.6 feet. No flooding is occurring and minor flooding is forecast. Flood stage is 20 feet. Forecast to rise above flood stage by Sunday before midnight and continue to rise near 25 feet by early Wednesday morning. At 26 feet, flooding at the highway bridge begins when the level rises above 26 feet. At 22 feet, flooding of lowlands continues and some roads in low-lying areas become cut off by high water. At 20 feet, flooding of lowlands will occur. Safety message. Stay tuned to developments by listening to NOAA Weather Radio. This is NOAA Weather Radio from the Mobile, Pensacola National Weather Service.
Maximum volume.
9:16 a.m. Central Daylight Time. A flash flood watch is in effect for the following areas in Alabama: Baldwin Central, Baldwin Coastal, Baldwin Inland, Clark, Conecuh, Escambia, Mobile Central, Mobile Coastal, Mobile Inland, Monroe, Washington and Wilcox, in the following areas in Mississippi: George, Greene, Perry, Stone, and Wayne. In the following areas in Florida: Escambia Coastal, Escambia Inland, Santa Rosa Coastal, and Santa Rosa Inland. Flash flood watch remains in effect through late tonight.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 81, winds south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 65, winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, thunderstorms, a few storms may be severe, high 70, 1 to 2 inches of rain.
A few storms may be severe.
Here's our 7-day outlook.
Listen to that wind howling here in South Dakota, blowing the snow across. You can barely see more than 50 feet in front of your face. Conditions like this force officials to close down portions of interstates across the northern plains on Friday. And one area that got pummeled with snow from Winter Storm Xanto is Eden Prairie, Minnesota. That's right outside of Minneapolis.
And that is exactly where we find our Justin Michaels joining us live from Eden Prairie. And we've seen the conditions change certainly over the last 12 to 24 hours, Justin, and just as brutal as we expected.
Yeah, snowing sideways now, guys. Not a lovely day here, about 15 miles southwest of Minneapolis, the Twin Cities area. You can see, though, highways are really taking a hit. In fact, this morning when we got here, we could see completely bare road. They were wet, but they were not covered in snow. You can see now highways 212 and also 494 are snow covered. We have seen Minnesota Department of Transportation crews out. They have been salting, and I believe they're beginning to plow, but still a dangerous, dangerous commute. One thing people need to remember as the snow falls, keep those headlights on. That is Minnesota state law. It also helps your fellow drivers see you, especially because conditions continue to deteriorate. Visibility is dipping below a half mile, and in fact, I think it's less than that where we are right now because you really can't see beyond that overpass of 494. Anything beyond that's completely whited out at this point, and that's not that far away. That might be that's less than a quarter mile from us. So, folks, really a desperate and a dire situation as Xanto continues to roll through. And the expectation is we could see more than a foot of snow today and even more tomorrow into Sunday. In fact, the winter storm warning does not end until 7 o'clock Sunday night. So we've got a long way to go, folks. Air travel is suffering because of this. Hundreds of cancellations already at MSP, Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport. Delays probably going to be mounting as well. Be sure you're checking with your airlines if you're flying through, if you're flying to, if you're flying from Minneapolis. I'll tell you what, you probably aren't going to be doing that with any ease today. Paul, definitely a tough go. And Paul, I know you're a sports fan. The Twins game was postponed until today from last night. Well, it's supposed to be at 1:05 this afternoon there at Target Stadium. I don't know if that's going to be happening, Paul Goodlow.
Yeah, I'd
we'll
say
see. They could have an interesting baseball game if they do have it.
I'd say no, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Let's bring out the yellow softballs. You know, it's just not going to happen. Let's just be realistic here. Thanks, Jess. Justin Michaels live in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And let's stay in Minnesota, and look at this. Yeah, a multi-car pileup shut down eastbound Interstate 94 on Friday. Happened here in the Freeport area, as you can see there from the video. Winter Storm Xanto unleashing heavy snow and strong winds. Travel is challenging and really not advised. So if you're out there, you just really need to be out there. If you don't have a good excuse to be out there, these are not conditions to play with. Right now, we're seeing some freezing rain in Rochester, but we got the snow there in Minneapolis.
or LA Lacrosse, Wisconsin EAS says, why are you still live? I'm not. I'm live. I've been live for about 40 minutes since
There's lightning out there. We're talking cloud to ground, can kill you and recircuit, rewire your body. There's no safe place outside when you have lightning in the area. You do not want to be outside, even in thunder snow as well. And Justin talked about some of the cancellations. MSP, over 214 cancellations right now nationwide. 454. A lot of those have to do with the wind, let alone just the snow. But even the winds howling, even the areas don't have the rain or the snow come down. 94 and Interstate 90s. Look for some snowpack and wind blowing the snow across the road. So, yeah, blowing snow today, this morning in Minneapolis, blowing snow this afternoon in Minneapolis, blowing snow tonight in Minneapolis, even into all day long on Sunday, and tapers off finally on Monday morning. Maria.
Amazing. And talk about amazing. Can you even imagine driving through this or into this blinding rain and wind? As a reported tornado roared through Mountainburg, Arkansas, thankfully this driver made it through.